Gen V's Think Brink leaves us all surprised with his ending so gross we want more. Watch our talented and expert Gen V group recap and discuss Think Brink as we dive deep into some of the worst parents ever, dissect compromising positions, and the pressures they place on our would be heroes. Stay tuned as we discuss the repercussions of Think Brink's ending. It's a gory affair. So the episode starts off by doing a flashback of 3 years ago. In this flashback, we see Kate and Luke going to see Luke's brother Sam. So so when I saw this this particular part of the episode, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Kate was out here acting like, who is that? Oh, what's going on? But what's really going on? Can somebody break this down for me?
I'm really wondering what happened. Like, why did they send y'all in to begin with? Why did y'all feel comfortable enough? Because it's like, okay, y'all acting like y'all don't know about the woods, but clearly y'all knew Sam was there 3 years ago, or unless you didn't know what they were doing to him or what it really was.
So in terms of that, okay, so in my mind, I'm just like, oh, Kate just made him forget about it. She made Luke forget about it. So I can understand him not, remembering. That makes sense. But Kate herself,
True.
what's going on?
I'm one. I'm wondering if someone was puppeting them, or like, did you think this was a place that was gonna help Sam because he seemed so erratic, and they couldn't control his power, so you didn't wasn't thinking of it in terms of him being a lab rat, but more so a danger to himself. So did y'all really just not know that this was a place, that's pretty much like an asylum for the super abled, as they would call themselves?
Exactly.
So what I'm thinking is that particular place was a place for people who, okay, so they knew that Compound V was going to get out. So on that particular campus, they built this facility, and they, like Sam, I guess he was experiencing whatever, so they put Sam in this facility. They decided to call Sam's brother because both of them are on campus. Luke comes, but when he comes with Kate. In my mind, I've constructed all of this in my mind, right? And so at that particular point, what I'm saying to myself is, how dare Kate act like she didn't know that Sam was there all along?
Mm. Why would she do that though? That's the part that confuses me. Why would she do that?
See, the disconnect for me is, the people that are talking about the woods, like that, the kids that know have just found out and are like wondering what it is, as opposed to like, I thought her whole reactions with regard to Luke's brother was the fact that he was dead, and then finding out he's alive is like her issue, not so much the woods thing. So I can't remember if the concept of the woods has been like introduced to her in what we've seen so far for her to be like, oh, I know what that is, or is she just like, it has, and she's just acting like she doesn't know what it is? And that's just partially me because I don't remember if somebody said it in front of her yet.
And so in that case, if she, to Watson's theory, made Luke forget, she made Andre forget as well. Wasn't he there?
Well,
No.
no, Andre.
Andre wasn't there?
No, he wasn't. But you remember, he meaning Andre. Andre went to her and was like, "Hey, he's in this place, and there's a photo of him sitting down, and there's a picture of the woods, and that's the same image
She saw it, yeah.
Yeah. So at that particular point, she should have been able to say, "Oh, yeah,
I know this place.
yeah."
Is she doing that thing white people do where they act like nothing's going on, but it's something really going on and they playing?
I think that's what Watson's saying. Now, I'll just play the advocate on this one. In that scenario, she's seeing it, and it's not. And what she's looking at is the fact that it's Sam, and she thought he was dead, and she is seeing him very much alive, and not even paying attention to where he's at. But it would explain why she showed up when she did, when Andre was in trouble on the stairs.
Then why not say, "Hold up, wait a minute, I thought he was dead"?
I mean, she kind of did that.
She did.
Yeah.
Well, and to the point, like, oh wait, when she finds out that he's alive, like, so Luke's not crazy. He's not making this up. His brother really is alive.
I still think that she has something to do with all of that. I think she has something to do with all of that. I think she made Luke forget.
She could have been puppeted. I think that's a good theory, because she could have been used by the adults, and manipulated, because we still, well, at least for me, let me speak for myself. I don't know Kate's backstory. I've seen a little bit into Emma and her mom coming into play on this episode. Andre, his situation with his father, Jordan Lee. I haven't seen anything yet, and please correct me if I'm wrong, with Kate's backstory.
Right.
The only thing
you're
we
right.
know is
That's
what
right. Oh yeah.
the only thing we know is what she said. Like everybody else, we've seen other people that have interacted or we've seen it ourselves. All we know is what she said in this episode. When
Towards the
Maurice,
end,
when Maurice said what happened to her, and then she said that story about
the picnic.
losing her brother. But we're only going by her word. So
Now I'm a wee bit really interested in Kate because she's the only person that we haven't seen anybody show up for yet, as far as
They not.
primary characters go.
They not gonna show up for her, based off what she said. Her parents are afraid of her.
right,
It's cold.
you know
I
that
wonder why.
but your theory makes sense from the fact that we got all these kids and they finally at the end of this episode like have started to come together. But it would make sense if you're going to do a twist or something. One of them has to not be what we think they are. So as of right now, she makes the most sense, and her powers are very useful in manipulating people. So
Blonde white girl.
Yeah.
But I do have, since we're talking about her, why does she take medicine? Why does Kate take medicine? Did you notice that?
Yeah,
She has a
Yeah,
lot of
well,
different ones.
a lot of
She
pills.
got
She a pill popper.
pills and condoms on the dresser. I mean, my goodness, all these bottles. Oh no, not that one, Andre. The other one. Oh.
The blue bottle, Andre. The blue bottle.
my assumption is that it's when she overuses her powers and she does like she did the last episode and passes out and all that kind of stuff. So it might be her way of coping with. We don't know whatever other effects she has with her power. So that's my assumption.
I think
Or
that's
she
a
could just like
solid-
popping pills.
She is young and in college.
Yep.
Well, did you notice when she when she crashed the party, she was talking to Andre, and the corner of her eye had like this little red thing. You know how like when a capillary bursts in your eye, you had that.
Little
Did
bloodshot.
y'all notice that?
She was looking a little crackish.
She looked a little crazy.
She was looking a little desperate too. Like, who invited you, Kate? Like, oh, I can't buy a ticket. You know you didn't buy no ticket, Kate. You know you didn't buy no ticket. Which, speaking of Kate, that's why I was wondering, like, okay, is she really trauma bonding or is she falling for Andre? Like, she was a little thirsty showing up to that gala.
I watched it again, and I'm sorry to be talking so much. I watched it again, and I was just like, nah, it's not trauma bonding. She's being manipulative.
She's very much so.
Yeah, I mean, since you put this thought in my head, I'm going to go manipulative. It just seems that way now.
Because how did she get the invite to the gala?
She didn't. She walked up and touched somebody.
Yep.
It was implied. You know that Wayne ain't buy no ticket.
She couldn't. Because she don't have money.
Right.
With them powers, I would never be broke.
Never be broke. Huh?
You know what? I wonder if the CEO of Vought has gotten in touch with her. I mean, is this something that the CEO would have done, Chad?
This particular CEO, since she was in the first 2 seasons of The Boys and had to deal with the walking tragedy that is Homelander. If
The
I were
CEO,
her,
I don't know the character's name. Is that Sarah Shu?
I forget her name.
Well, at one point she was, but not.
No. You talking about Elizabeth Shue? No, Elizabeth Shue is dead.
Yeah.
The new CEO. She was like the assistant in the first season, and she moved up, but she's the one that pulled out all her hair. And now she wears the wigs.
She's a CEO
they showed
now?
her. They showed her in the show
Yeah, they
in
showed
the
her.
first season. Yeah,
The first episode.
yeah, but she was like handling the crazy ones. So if I were her, and I know that I have a bunch of young kids that are basically the next in line for this, especially when you got people like Golden Boy and stuff, like, yeah, I'll have somebody down there that can handle them to keep the headaches off of me.
And and it kind of tracks, especially like if you're in that particular world. So this current CEO of Vought, like that was her thing. Like she was pulling her hair out. That was her way of dealing with the stress. And so who's to say that this particular chick, Kate, is not taking all these pills so that she can cope with the stress of having to, like manipulate all these people in her life. You know what I'm saying? She's basically lying to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to take a toll on her.
Especially because she's so young.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I do know that Elia wanted to talk about Emma instead of Cricket. Elia, what you got?
So Emma, in this episode, her mom comes in, and it just seems like just right on time, right after she experiences this trauma of being outed by someone she thought was going to be a friend that turned out to be a foe. So it was interesting to see the relationship with her mom. At first, I was like, "Oh, okay, her mom seems really cool. Like she's coming in town and she's worried about her because she saw the video. Maybe all the parents aren't trash, you know? She's one of the worst ones." I mean, like I felt so bad for Emma. My heart really went out to her because it's like your mom is really trying to get her coins up. She does not care about you at all.
At all.
I'm like, she's trying to get you on TV. She's trying to get money. Like, I was just like, my goodness, the fact that Emma is as brave as she is with the hand that she was been given. This I feel like this episode was really big for Emma. I really, really do. Especially because Andre, of all people, huh? What you say?
I said no. I said no pun intended.
What you say, Jermaine?
I said no pun intended.
Andre, all pun intended. Andre comes to her for a favor in this episode. Of all people, he wants to come to Little Cricket. So, she's getting high. She's super blitzed, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it." So I was like, I liked how Emma showed up in this episode. She was super brave. Like, okay, you had to sit there and listen to your mom and this lady out here trying to exploit you. Like, hey, think big, and all these crazy titles they were throwing out to her. You gotta sit here through that. I don't blame her for being high as a kite to, just help with some of that. But at any rate, I love how they used her in this episode, because she does have value. She is important and she's super brave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by the way, I want to see Cricket or Emma high every season, at least one episode.
She's funny. She is funny.
Brittany, your thoughts about Emma?
I like how Emma is strong and vulnerable at the same time. The fact that she had to sit there and go through her mom using her and not looking at her as the child that she is, but looking at her as an object, as a trophy, and trying to figure out how to market and monopolize on what Emma is innately from the situation that happened with YouTube. But then her and Marie had a little situation where they weren't friends at the moment. I like how she comes in the bathroom and is like, "Oh, we're friends. I'm gonna help you pee. It's fine." I'm like,
how do you pee in that dress?
Right?
You don't.
That's like a girl thing, and I love it because you can be so mad at your friend, and then you come back and just be like, "Girl, hold my hair. We're friends again. It's fine." And then I like how Emma was starstruck by Andre.
You want my help?
In my head, I was thinking of the male equivalent of all of it, and it's not right for you too.
I like how she was so starstruck by Andre, but she still held her own and was like, "Yeah, I'll help you. It's cool. I got you. I got your back. What you need me to do?" Marie, my homegirl, so let's do this. So I like that.
She needs a true friend. Like, I be wanting to pluck Marie in the face though with how she be acting, but I understand why she's the way she is. It's like she's actually okay. Leave Cricket alone. Be her friend and stop tripping. Because she need a friend, and you definitely need a friend.
Oh yeah.
Like, you are not at liberty to be turning down nobody's friendship. You might want to take the right hand of fellowship and accept that olive branch.
Chad, what are your thoughts?
So I'm gonna go back to her mom, and actually I'll touch on all the parents, but like I know when her mom showed up and was talking, she sounded cool at first, but before that even happened, like when Emma saw her mom and like I think she said "fuck," right there I knew everything I need to know about this woman. She was not cool. I don't care what she showed at first, because I already come into the show thinking all the parents are trash anyway, because you shot your baby up for whatever reason, ain't none of it's good. Mm-mm. So her mom put on that good face, but it was always just Emma is her meal ticket. She knows Emma's her meal ticket. So she really doesn't care about anything besides gaining something from her. So I was really glad that Emma stood up for herself and told her basically fuck off in the middle, because I didn't know she had that kind of strength to her to do it. I thought she would just keep taking it, but I'm glad we got to that point where she said, she told her kick rocks. But that's kind of like the theme of the show is like all of these parents are trash, and all of the ones we met in this episode are particular brands of garbage, because you have Jordan's parents.
Garbage.
Oh yes, good trash. Like Jordan's parents showing up, like, and I was always kind of wondering like how was Jordan, like what gender was Jordan when they were born, because I always knew that was going to play into it. I should have just known, because Jordan's Asian, that he would have been like they were born a boy. Mm-hmm. And
great point.
And they play right into that, because their dad is just strictly like boy, he does all this stuff, and I'm surprised it took I'm surprised it took them that long to just be like, all right, I'm gonna flip to the other one, and you just going to deal with it.
By the way, I just got a question. If you were in the middle of having sex and your parents are knocking on the door, would you stop?
Yes.
It depends. Can they access the room? If they can't access the room, and I can get the other person out, I mean,
You have to finish. Come on, listen.
Yeah,
let's get this going. Let's get this going.
yeah, it's
Right
like if they're not gonna break down the door,
And
they ain't
then
got
there's
to
the
get
ability to
in.
walk through walls.
Walk through walls, naked.
When he walked through the wall and the dude in the next room yelled, "Hey man," because you just butt ass naked walk through. I laughed at that one.
All right. So we also learned in this particular episode that Cricket can get large as well. How does this change the importance of her character?
Was that this
That's a
episode?
really good question.
Yeah, it was this episode because her mom was talking to her and her mom was saying, it looks like you've I don't know if she said you've gotten shorter or you've gotten tall. I can't remember, but she kept saying you have to regulate what you eat. You have to have a certain amount of calories so that you don't get too big, too small, all the other good stuff. And then in this particular episode, when she got really, really small, I guess the security guy came in. She was small. She got into the security guy, but in order to get out, when she came out, she was larger.
So she ate a
That's
little
because
bit.
she ate some of his ear.
Right,
Drunk.
but we learned that she can get larger in this episode. So how does that change the importance of?
In episode 4, though, I thought it was 4 when we really found out.
Yeah,
what he's saying happened in 3, but she must have got larger in 4 because I haven't seen 4. But that conversation with her mom did happen. But she thought she was like a little bit shorter, so she didn't eat enough. Was what she was getting at in that one. So
Well, knowing that she can get large, I think what we're trying to get to is that she's able to have powers that are going to be useful depending on if they're in different situations. So if she can get large, she can actually protect and be like a beefy person versus small and doing things that little things that she can do versus big.
I missed it in 3. I'm gonna go back. Couldn't help but see it in 4. Couldn't help but see it. But I missed it in 3. Dang,
okay. So this is off topic. I was saying all that. It reminded me of watching them push her through to get into his room, and I started laughing because the forever long dick was at the window in one of those cells from last season of The Boys.
tapping on the window.
Tapping on the window.
That has got to be an amazing superpower.
Well, I mean, I was about to say it's definitely in The Boys where it is exactly what Chad says it is, but I haven't seen that in Gen V.
You didn't see it tapping?
No, I saw that tapping, but I mean, is that what it is, or is it just a tail?
Yeah, no,
it's a big dude.
It's a phallus.
I'm telling you, it's the same dude locked in there.
He didn't got locked up.
Yeah,
definitely a phallus.
With the university students, with college students?
Yeah,
definitely.
How is this possible?
Well, I don't think there's too many of them that got that exact power. So I'm pretty sure it's just that dude.
But it could be one of his sons.
Oh,
wait, what? Oh, he was at the. Was he at the old orgy or the newer one?
He was at the new orgy, I thought.
Okay, so if he's at the newer one, then yeah, it's probably him. And they probably only put it in there just so because we watched it and we would see it and we would laugh at it.
I gotta finish The Boys.
It's so much.
So I do have another question. So the dean, especially when the dean is talking to what's her name, Marie? Yeah, there we go. So out of a scale of 1 to 10, how much is the dean really manipulating?
10.
10.
I'm surprised. On what levels? On what levels is she manipulating?
Oh, she like all of them. Like there is nothing legit about her at all.
At all.
I'm surprised she was dumb enough to say what she told her at the party. Like, if you're going to manipulate her the whole way.
What did she say? Remind us. What
she basically said that she was using her because everybody wanted to see her, so her bringing her there was good for. She was trying to say it like it's good for both of them, but she did say it was like good for her and whatever ambition she had.
I don't think that Dean Shetty has a lot of power. So if she can get someone like Marie Moreau, who has been orphaned by her own hand, to be under her thumb, and be a parental figure for her, she'd be unstoppable to have that kind of power under her thumb.
That's true.
It had me wondering whether or not she even really does or did have a daughter.
The way the show goes, probably not. She was telling Marie everything she wanted to hear.
Yeah, making up chocolate chip pancakes and stuff. I'm like, oh, you are a special brand of awful.
You're going all the way.
I don't trust her.
And so the end of the episode, we kind of sort of talked about it, but Andre got Cricket to go inside of the woods. And Elia, what happened?
So Cricket, while in the woods, comes face to face with Sam. And in true poor little Sam fashion, he thinks he's tweaking. Like, you aren't really here. And they have this kind of comedic banter, which I thought was super cute between the two of them. I'm also very interested to see if that goes anywhere. But at any rate, we get to see Cricket show up for Sam and ultimately help him escape.
Mm-hmm. And Brittany, what were your thoughts about that? Especially about the relationship, the potential relationship between Cricket and Sam.
I thought it was so adorable because they're both so weird. I was like, y'all are so weird and cute together and awkward. And I like the fact that he was doing these things to test her to see if she was real or not. And she was like, why would I know that? I don't even know you. Like, it was so cute. I like the idea of them being together and Cricket having a love interest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Chad, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with you with that. Like the whole line of questioning, like I I was amused by it because like so if she answers the way you think she should answer, then she knows all the answers. But if she doesn't, then she's real. But you still don't think she's real. So like you really whacked out. But I don't blame you. You're in a padded cell. I get it. But adorable is the right word for those two. But it's mostly because it's Emma, and Emma is her whole point is to be kind of adorable. Uh, I just don't know how well this will turn out because again he might be in there for the wrong reasons, but he might not. So it could go way left.
So this is my question: is Emma becoming the female star or the female lead of this show, as opposed to Marie? I mean, because her character is in a lot of different ways eclipsing Marie's character.
I don't think so. I think that was just for right now because it's like the boys would do that too, where they would like segue to one of the actors and focus on their backstory and organize how they are going to navigate throughout the storyline. I think that's what they're doing. They're giving her more of a storyline and more depth to her character. I don't think she's the lead. I think Marie and Andre are pretty much the lead stars of this.
Okay. Okay. All right.
That's a good question because I said, and I think I said it last time, I'm not sure. I felt like that was Emma's episode. I feel like this episode was Emma. I feel like the next episode also Emma, for the win. So I have not finished The Boys, so I'm not at liberty to disagree. But I do feel like they are utilizing her character in a major way. I'm not thinking of her as secondary in any way, shape, or form.
Chad?
I still think it's Marie and Andre are like the leads in the traditional sense, but this show is going to be like The Boys. It's more of an ensemble thing. So you're going to get parts where like Emma has episodes and maybe Kate has episodes or Jordan has episodes, but it's still it gives them things to do. But I think at the end of the day, it will still come back and focus around on one of the two of Marie and Andre, but probably both.
Speaking of episodes, is Sam better off locked up?
Ooh. What about just being medicated? I don't know if he should be locked up. I think maybe
I don't know. I'm not saying he should. It's just a question.
I think the biggest issue with Sam is him not understanding how to deal with the powers that he has here. Because remember, he communicated with his brother, Luke, right? Yeah. And so I don't think he knows how to control this. And I don't necessarily know whether or not Vought knows that he has the ability to use this. I think they know everything else, but I don't think they know about this.
So he might be the most powerful being.
Which would then, like, let's say in season 2, let's say, he gets out, right? They figure everything out, boom, boom, boom. Is Andre still the star? Or is Sam the star?
I don't know. Because that's just like in The Boys. What was his name?
Which one?
The one that was super strong and he killed everybody. He's like Captain America.
Homelander.
Like Homelander was supposed to be the strongest, the most powerful, the bravest of them all, right? But his powers are phenomenal. But this guy, we don't know if he can shoot lasers out of his eyes yet.
Are you talking about Sam?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just talking about on this show, on this particular show, who would become the star of the show?
I mean,
Sam
I'm sure he's not giving me star quality at
He's
all.
not.
Like, I mean, his powers are cool, but he's giving me that parent type vibe from The Wheel of Time. Like, I'm just waiting for you to show up. I don't have a penis, but I'd imagine it'd be very flaccid watching his character, develop because it's just not that great.
So I'm gonna point something out. Like, when I'm trying to figure out, okay, which image am I going to take? When it comes to him, it's very difficult. The lighting for him, they don't give him good lighting, and it's not because of his skin tone. Because Marie, they give good lighting to, and her skin tone is darker than him. So in my head, like I'm always thinking, is he really the male lead for this particular show? And I'm not convinced of that just yet.
I mean,
it'll be more Jordan Lee than him.
There's always the potential that somebody's going to die, and it could be him. So there's that.
For me, this character is very whiny, very flat.
I mean, honestly, out of all of them, if I had to put like who I think is going to die the most,
F kill Mary.
I'm not going that far. I'm not going that far. But I would think it would be him and Kate. Those are like the two that I would say those are your leaders to die.
I don't know if they're gonna kill the white girl.
And I noticed that red thing in her eye. It was on the whole time. What do you think that's from?
Pushing so much.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. And she seems really high this episode too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She seemed what throughout this episode?
High and needy for attention.
Oh, she was most definitely. She was high, she was drunk, and she was needy. She needed the spotlight.
Violently.
Yeah.
I mean, that might make her a little sad. Yeah, you see your boyfriend getting mopped off the sidewalk. That might make you
And
go to
Marie
somebody's
playing the
place.
truth of them.
I don't know. I still think that, you know, her trajectory was almost set without having to be in the limelight. You know, not being in the Vought limelight. Her trajectory was set. All she had to do was attach herself to Luke Golden Boy, and now without Luke Golden Boy, she's no longer being invited to these parties. That's affecting her. So what's she gonna do? She's gonna run to Andre.
And Andre's like, hold on, wait a minute.
Mhm.
I don't know
Let me
yet.
call you a little later.
We'll talk later. Hold up. It's moving a little
Let her
fast.
in.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that we want to talk about this episode?
Did we talk about Jordan Lee and his parents?
A
little
little.
bit.
Was there something you wanted to say?
No. I just wanted to make sure we touched on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the trash, garbage.
Yeah. Garbage.
I still say I wouldn't have let them in. I would have finished. I would have finished.
Oh, did we talk about when Andre confronted his dad?
Oh no, we didn't. Go for it.
Okay, so Andre at the party decides to confront his dad about the woods, and he leans in and asks him, his dad, does he know about the woods? And his dad grabs him, and he's like, "You shut the fuck up. That's what you do when a grown man talks. Don't you ever talk about this again in your life? They will kill your black ass. You are black, and they will kill your black ass. I need you to understand." Now they didn't say all that. I'm paraphrasing in my mind. That's what happened.
I mean,
he was
that's
colorful
what I
language.
thought. That's exactly what I thought. But
You shut your black ass up. You go hang out with these white folks. They good old party, eat their food and drink their liquor.
You've been hanging around with these white folks too much. You think you wanted them?
You're not one of them.
It don't work like that.
You shut the fuck up. Yes, I know about the woods. You want to be in the woods? Because that's what's going to happen next if you talk, and I can't save your black ass. Okay?
look, I've been shucking and jiving myself. I'm trying to teach you how to do it.
That was one of the blackest moments I've seen.
Was he being an Uncle Tom then?
No. He had that look in his eye. Like everybody's parent done did that to them at least once, and you're like, you ain't gonna act like this in front of these good old folks. Everybody that had that
You
moment.
got us a seat at the table.
Everybody.
Don't embarrass me.
Don't you embarrass me acting crazy. Yes,
We
I
playing
know
the long
about the
game.
woods. Okay?
Okay.
And the shock on his face and the tears in Andre's eyes. He was like,
It
yes,
should have been
Father.
because you should know better than to ask me about that right now.
I'm trying to work.
You don't see that they looking at us?
Oh, hey, how you doing? Take your blanket. Don't leave. It was good. That part was good.
I agree. Anything else we want to talk about? All right. If not, thank you all so very much for joining us. Don't forget to kiss the subscribe button, click on the like button, share us on all your social media, nibble on the notification button, and make love to our senses in the comments. Y'all have a great one. Thank you all so very much.